I mean, this is like a new looking thing. It's just, first of all, it's big. I love these big bikes. But all the lines and everything, you see that from a mile away, and you're like, that's a Victory. What's up, guys? Sean from Srkcycles.com. You were in for a treat. This has got to be one of the prettiest bikes I've ever seen. I love this color. I love it so much. Look how awesome it is. It's sick. I love white bikes. And this like a flat white. It's so cool. Black pipes, black engine. Man, this is a good looking bike. I think this is 2016. Big 106. These bikes are running out. I love them. Let's take it for a test drive. It got
how people would act at the end of the world
if you knew it was going to happen.
Well,
turn the music down. Although this thing is a great radio. Guys, I want to do a little segment every time I start my test drive. Something new. You guys know I'm trying to add class. I want people to watch my videos and gain something from it. That's one of the big things. I want people to, once they're done watching my videos, they feel like they're a better person. Had to put my face shield down. So, the wisdom for today. The wisdom for. Oh, let me catch up to Caleb. Wisdom for today is: blessed is the one who does not walk in step with the wicked, or stand in the way that sinners take, or sit in the company of mockers. Think about that one. Dwell on that one for a little bit while we have a lot of fun on this motorcycle. Guys, I love Victories. I was bummed out when I found out that they were discontinuing these things. Thing is, there's enough of them out there. If you want one, you can find it. And look at this one, 2016 with 776 miles on it. That is nuts. Now it'll probably have 780 or something like that. Probably around 800 bucks by the time you buy it. But to find one this clean, I mean, the bike's perfect. I mean, it really is. It's absolutely perfect. I used to get real excited about the color schemes that Harley Davidson was doing. And Victory was kind of behind. They had a lot of brown and like bikes, and I was like, what are you doing, Victory? But then in the last couple of years, they started coming out with awesome colors. Like that other flat orange that we had, that flat copper. Oh man, that was a good looking bike. And then you got this one, this flat white. Harley also has a flat white. And that came out in 2017, and that looks good too. And in some angles, this kind of looks silver. Look at that guy bumping over the curb. So a lot of people are always asking me, they're like, are Victories good bikes? Are they as good as Harley? Are they better? Harley kind of had a, depending on who you're around, who you hang out with, Harley kind of has a rough reputation. I don't agree with it anymore, although I did. But I think Victories are made very well. Some of the cool thing about Victories is they solved a lot of the problems that, in a way, Harley had. I'm going to get on it. They solved a lot of the problems that people had with Harley, and they solved it in the original design of the motor. You know, stuff like it's really easy to change the belt. And it only has like seven oil seals opposed to like 50 that a Harley has. So you have less possibilities of it leaking oil. You know, a lot of cool things like that were all created in the design of the bike, instead of using an older design and then kind of just changing it and changing it and changing it. You know, another thing is oh, there's something with the cylinders, I forget. Oh, like the way they put the fuel injection system, or they put the intake in front of the engine and not on the side, which just makes like all the sense in the world. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, so the only reason you would put an intake on the side, like a lot of the manufacturers would do, is because you have a carburetor. And that just makes sense. You put the intake right near the carburetor. But if it was, if you had a fuel injected vehicle, you would never, you don't need a carburetor in the middle of the V. You would put the intake in the front where it gets the most air. You know, just cool stuff like that. I also like their designs. There's a lot of people that make the claim and they say, well, everything's just a knockoff of Harley. Everyone's kind of just beaten up, or not beaten up, but you know, kind of taking their design. And you really can't say that about Victory. I mean, this is like a new looking thing. It's just, first of all, it's big. I love these big bikes, but all the lines and everything, you see that from a mile away, and you're like, that's a Victory. Revs up nice and fast. This is stock. It's got a good sound. It's not, I mean, for a lot of people, maybe too quiet. I think it's loud enough. It's not overpowering. And but when you're cruising, I'm not concerned about the I don't really hear the noise. I'm enjoying the ride. Giant floorboards. They're kind of running with these different lines, and everything's just kind of flows. I feel like a lot of times the Harley Davidsons, because they're going off of an old design, that they started with a bike and then it's like, hey, let's throw some bags on it. Let's do this and let's do that. And we all got used to that design, but none of it really flowed together that well. Victory's actually, you know, there's lines, they all flow together very, very well. And I'm not bashing Harley. I love Harleys. I ride a lot of them. But, you know, you gotta, if you could, you know, see my point about the line. And it doesn't make sense for Harley to change. They can't change. People like it that way. I love the color of this bike. Now you could also turn these pipes up. You can turn these handlebars up and get like a, it'd be like up here, which would be real cool. Be very cool. These engines make great power, and what I like about these transmissions is they're very precise. It's like knocking a hammer against an anvil. Chung, chung, chung. It's just a good feeling. This bike has heated grips and heated seat. I think we have another seat for it. This is an expensive seat. The other seat, I think, is also an aftermarket seat. You got your radio control. Does it have cruise? I don't know if it has cruise or not. And these things just kill it. They kill it on the highway. All that power, all that size. There's almost, I mean, almost no wind is hitting you. You can see I'm 6'2". I'm very comfortable on the bike. My knees are about a 45. My knees are about a 45 degrees. The way it sits, I'm sitting nice and upright. This is good posture. This is definitely be a comfortable bike if you're gonna ride this for a longer trip. A lot of people are wondering, you're like, it's 2016, only has not even 800 miles on it. Why? What's the deal? The guy who I bought it from, he was more of a sport bike guy, and he was getting a little older. He's like, well, now I gotta get a cruiser bike. And he got it, and he wasn't feeling it. It just wasn't him. He still has that like sport bike blood in him, and it just, so he's got to get another sport bike, and that's fine. I mean, he liked the bike, it ran great. He needed more. He needed the speed and the big performance of a sport bike, so he's gonna get back to it. I love these things. This is crazy low miles. You check out the videos, guys. The other ones we've had all had like 15K on them, and the one Victory Vision Dragon had that had 32K. These things run for a long time. Now they haven't been I haven't seen too many with 100K on them, but I'm sure they'll do it. Alright guys, that wraps up the test drive of the Victory Cross Country flat white. It's a flat pearl white. It's so cool looking. I mean, you see it, look at it. This makes you look better sitting on this beast, and everything else is blacked out. I love it. There's almost no chrome on this whole bike. Alright guys, remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. We'll see you guys later.